Thank you, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas, NRG Stadium in Houston. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Houston Texans. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Even. 4 down.
They keep it with Miller on 1st down. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Richmond. Tight right. Hey, boys, we got 4. Tiger.
To throw on 2nd is Watson. And a hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
45's the mic. Two jet. Silver.
From the gun, here's Watson. Going up top.
You got motion, man. You got motion, man.
And
right
incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at the 20.
Odd. 3 down. Time. Ready. 41, Mike.
Go! Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
Hey, let's
So
go.
this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5.
Tight ends right. Watch tight. Tight ends right.
Ready. Black 25.
We got 3 down. 3
We go. Ready to go.
A handoff to Smith. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Call it a gain of 4, leaves him with options here on 2nd and just a yard.
Get it. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. Let's go.
Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right. 4 down. 4 down.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Let's go.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Double tight. Hey, 4 down. 4 down. Ready. Right 25. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
Freeman again, a first down carry. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here.
No chance.
Up to make the play defensively, Tre'Davious White.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Ready. We're ready. 39. Jam.
Now they'll throw it with Ryan. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Offensively, when you see cover 2, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
A first down carry now for Miller. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
All runners count on their eyes to find the gaps and creases, to find open space. There was absolutely none on that one. Totally swallowed up on that play.
Two jet. Come back. 45.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Open man right side is Ingram. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6.
Check, 45's the mic. Check.
Here's Watson.
Big stop, G. Big stop, let's go.
Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
It's going to be a long day, fellas. Good job, D. Good job. Good stop, baby. Good stop. Good stop.
The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17.
4 down.
Watson going to give this one to Miller. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
Good job, D.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Tight end left. We got 3 down. Tiger. Watch the shift.
On 2nd down, here's Miller. A spin. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Come back.
try to punch it in with Miller. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Lamar Miller with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Hauschka with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
So conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that front.
This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat for the first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Trying to disrupt Julio Jones there, the intended target. A little too close, got the flag thrown.
I'm not sure anyone can cover Julio Jones one-on-one for very long without getting their share of pass interference calls. His size, his speed, his physicality makes it almost impossible to do.
Ready, Blue 80!
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down.
Hey, let's go. Strong right, strong right, strong right. 4 down, 4 down.
Now it's Ryan. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out.
And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Whitney Merciless in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
Hey, gun. That's how we do it. 11. Mike, 55. Right there in the middle, 55. We go.
On second down, Ryan. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Alert! 3 down. Ready, Blue 80. Whip. 54, Sam. Watch the whip. We go. 55, Mike 55.
Third and long. It's Ryan. Looking downfield for Jones. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And now before they run this fourth down play, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13.
Tight ends on the Ringo. ready. Hey, we got 4. Hey, Tuesday. Motion, 39. Motion. Bumps up the helmet. Here we go.
They'll try and throw for it with Ryan. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 27.
45. Tiger. 45. Let's go.
After the interception, here's Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A good pickup there at 22. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Tight ends left. 3 down.
Here's a give to Miller. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory.
Tiger. All right. Solo out there. Check the outs out there. Come back. 4 down. Even.
And the pitch goes to Miller. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well.
Mike, 41. Mike. Richmond. Hey, 2 jet.
From the gun on 3rd, Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the play. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Watch tight. Tight end right.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
We got 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
4 down. Check. 4 down. Tiger. Check.
They keep it on the ground. This time, it's Miller. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Come on now. Run. Go.
Number 54, lost.
Oh, yeah.
No gain on the play.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. The Texans on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
3 down.
Now it's Watson. And Ingram hauls it in. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Evan Ingram, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting runs, so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had to feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Blue 80, sit on that. Blue 80. Get up. I got it.
Now the pitch to Freeman. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
21.
Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Well, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down.
Ready. Right 25. Ship. There we go. Let's go right here.
And the play clock running very low, so Dan Quinn decides to call for a timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Here's Matt Bosher now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And taken right at the 35. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. On the NFL scoreboard, an update from Foxborough. Patriots continuing to roll, opening their lead up even further. That'll be a game to monitor as we go along.
Check, 93's the Come back. I can't believe Two jet. Let you play.
On 1st down, it's Watson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Trying to get it there to Martavis Bryant. That'll bring up 2nd down.
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Richmond. Two jet. Check. Crunch. Two jet.
Throwing again is Watson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. The Texans on third down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Tiger.
Here's Watson.
You better bring it.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield, but when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Richmond. 3 down. Hey.
From the red zone now, Watson. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Martavis Bryant as the first half is winding down. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Hauschka adds the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Around the NFL, they're in the 2nd in Philly, and the Eagles out in front early. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. Just 11 seconds to go in the half as they have it 1st and 10.
Double tight. Ready. Blue 80. Alert.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2.
Check three. Gun. Blue 80. Black 25. Gun. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up. 39. Kill. 20. Mike 55. 39.
Final play of the half. It's Ryan. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out.
Mike 55.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Tight left. Ready, ready. 20.
They snap it at 1. Now Ryan. Sanu with a grab over the middle. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Ready,
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. Finding room inside the 40. 18 yards on each of the last 2 plays, and they're picking up big chunks now.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. Just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
He'll get it to the 23-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They'll get just a couple, but the sticks move again. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Tight on the right. Ready, blue 80. 4 down. Hey, I got him. That's me. Let's go.
Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says, try something different. Try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
Hey. Motion. Check, 55.
Now Ryan on 2nd down. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Now, that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying it is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the 1st down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
Blue 80, sit on that. Blue 80. Sponge. 39. Sponge. No. 54, Sam. Out. 21. Check 99. Check 99. Wide, 25, sit on.
From the gun, it's Ryan.
Blitz.
And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this Texans defense stands tall. So a tough pill to swallow there. A would-be touchdown pass in and out of his hands on 4th.
Sometimes it just comes down to execution, doesn't it? Because we're always questioning, should they go for it? Should they not? Is it the right play call? Is it not? In this situation, everything was right except for the finish. You have to catch the ball and convert.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Miller. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
45. Come back.
motion from Miller. Now Watson. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Hey, watch Sam. Come back. 54. Two jet. Let him know.
From the gun, here's Watson.
Kill.
Caught, left side, Hopkins. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Watch left. Tiger. Two jet. Tiger.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now a 1st down throw, Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. And not a blitz there, but still able to get there from a strong safety position.
Yeah, I think that was a great example of what they call football IQ. Recognizing he was open, had a chance, and went ahead and got to the quarterback.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Hey, we got 3.
Now a handoff to Miller. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Give him 16 yards on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. The Texans on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. Watson. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way, it worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Miller. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Two tights. Odd. 5 down.
They'll run it again with Miller.
Go now.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Tight end's Ringo. Richmond. Tight end's on the Ringo. Odd.
They'll toss it to Miller. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12.
Check 9,
2
check 9.
yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice. They've got to be happy to.
Keep moving.
They'll try the air now with Watson. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've been excellent. 6 for 7. This is 3rd and 8.
Tight end right.
To throw is Watson. He'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4. And that's going to make it 4th down. Field goal forthcoming for Stephen Hauschka. From the left hash. Should be a fairly easy one here. And Hauschka's kick is good. And that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know, in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th.
11. Gun. Buzz. Be ready.
They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. And he gets this one to Ridley, complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. From the shotgun, Ryan. The left side completion to Jones. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Tight end right. Ready. White 25.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And out to run. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Ryan. He goes underneath to Freeman. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going. Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
They run. Devontae Freeman. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Go. Hey, run it. Run. Boom. Yeah, baby.
Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. The Falcons on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Ready. Blue 80. 22. Hey, look. Hey, South. Hey, gun. 4-1's Mike. Gun. Give me that ball. 20. Give me that ball. Wide, 25 tonight.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one. And let's face it, he is so amped up, wanting to get a good get off on the snap, jump too quickly.
They only need a yard here. 3rd down and 1 after the penalty.
Double tight. Odd. 5. Ready. Blue 80.
Ryan keeps it on the sneak, and he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Matt Ryan keeping it himself on the quarterback sneak, and the Falcons cut into that lead.
Hey, we got 4.
So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Are you? You're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle.
11. It's just me and you.
This time Ryan will throw. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. Now here's Bryant to kick it away.
Number 16, back to return.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And now out comes Houston. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Right. Watch tight end. 4 down.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Check three.
Again, it's Miller. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That'll go as a loss of 5. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what'll be an important 3rd down.
Two jet. Fresno. 41's coming. 2 jet. Let's go heavy. Heavy, what you got, Heavy?
A shotgun snap for Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins, he's all alone. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, his 6th touchdown of the season, and the Texans will extend their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
21. 10. Under 10. 10.
On first down, Ryan. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Left. Ready. Blue 80. 41's the mic. 11. Check 41. 54, South. You. 39. Kill.
Throwing again. Ryan.
Check.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
That's it, baby.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. And Jones has it over the middle. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
A good pickup there at 22.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in, and that makes it hard to defend.
Hey, Tuesday. Hey, ready. Black 25. We got 4 down. 4 down. Blue 80, sit down. Go.
Now Ryan on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Singles. Ready. Blue 80. 20. Mike 55. Mike 55. 20. Oh, here we go. Oh.
One last shot for Ryan. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Texans, it's a 10th win on the year as they move to 10-3. And next week, they get to stay home again as the Los Angeles Chargers come to town. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, it's just their third loss as they fall now to 10-3. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the New Orleans Saints. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.